Well, Pokemon Legends Arceus is coming up soon in January 2022, and even though it's coming out earlier in the year, I definitely think it's one to keep an eye on for 2022. So this is the Sinnoh region, long ago when it was known as the Hisui region, plus it looks like it's going to be one of the most ambitious Pokemon games to date. Well, today I'm going to round up all the information that we have about Pokemon Legends Arceus, and because I'm in the Pokemon groove at the moment, given Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, I want to get hyped for that new release. Well, we've had a couple of trailers from Nintendo so far, and the game looks like it's a cross between Pokemon Sword and Shield, Monster Hunter, and Breath of the Wild. I don't think it's going to be totally open world like Breath of the Wild is. It could be much more like Monster Hunter, where you have a base, and then you venture out to hunt Pokemon. Well, Pokemon Legends Arceus is the next mainline entry in the Pokemon series, and the follow-up to Pokemon Sword and Shield. Well, the Pokemon Company has promised to take the game in a bold new direction, which is exciting news for fans, and when the first trailers came out it looked like it was going to be straight up Breath of the Wild, but in Pokemon form. But the Pokemon Company have since clarified their position, with it being more like Monster Hunter plus some open world elements. So this is going to be an iteration towards the full open world Pokemon that fans seemingly want, but it's probably not going to be this entry. Well, the Pokemon Company said this to Kotaku. So in Pokemon Legends Arceus, Jubilife Village will serve as a base for the surveying missions, and after receiving an assignment or a request and preparing for their next excursion, players will be sent out from the village to study one of the various open areas of the Hisui region, and after they finish the survey work, players will need to return once more to prepare for their next task. We look forward to sharing more information about exploring the Hisui region soon. So in regards to the story, Arceus takes us back to the Sinnoh region, which was the setting for the Diamond and Pearl 4th generation of games. However, it's not yet the Sinnoh region, it's long before that, and it's called the Hisui region. So here we get to create the very first Pokédex of the region, and the trailer does leave clues for the story, saying even humans and Pokémons are yet to live side by side. The trailer describes the Hisui region as a tale a long time ago when the lives of Pokémon and humans were still separate. So it's our job to create the very first Sinnoh Pokédex, so we have to go out there and discover, watch and catch the Pokemon of the region and be part of the Galaxy Team survey. Well, the game is set long before the original Diamond and Pearl, so we get to check out an older ecosystem and what will become the Sinnoh region setting in the future. So for fans of the Diamond and Pearl games, there's bound to be a few hidden Easter eggs in here, and in terms of the terrain, we've got mountains, seas, beaches, and that includes the famous Mount Coronet. Well, the Jubilife Village is going to be our main base where the Galaxy Expedition team is set up, and we use this as our little hub and then venture out to track down new Pokemon species. The Galaxy team has various members in the region, including the leader of the Medical, Security and Survey Corps in Hisui, and we're going to meet them along the way. So we've got Captain Silene, well they are the leader of the Survey Corps and she's a big fan of ours. You got the Commander Kamado, so he looks after the Galaxy Expedition and he wants you to join his team. Well, gameplay looks like it's been changed up in many positive ways in Pokemon Legends Arceus. There's the standard catching and battling of Pokemon, of course, but this expands the Experiment of the Wild area from Sword and Shield into the main game, rather than just having it as a cornered region. So Game Freak, the developers behind the game, said of the project, so Pokemon Legends Arceus represents a new approach for the series. You can head out on a research mission to observe the Pokemon in their natural habitat, then you could take up a survey assignment in the Jubilife Village. So excursions, they start in the village, but you're going to be starting out in a base camp where you can buy the materials and items to help you on the hunt. So in terms of hunting Pokemon, given now you can see them out in the wild rather than randomly coming across them in the long grass, you can sneak up on them either in battle or catch them from behind. So Pokemon are going to react in different ways with regards to how you hunt them, so you can use the environment to sneak up on them if you want. So basically, you can sneak up on them in the long grass, behind a rock, things like that. Well, Pokemon Legends Arceus is introducing new move styles to the game too. For example, when you start a battle, you can choose between strong and agile styles, and both have different effects. The strong style is going to increase the power, but you slow down, whereas agile is going to increase your speed, but it's going to lower the power of the move. Well, Arceus also have their own version of the Galarian Pokemon, which includes the Hisuian variants. So we've seen in some of the trailers the new Pokemon variants and evolutions, and you can find out loads more on the Pokemon Legends website, and most crucially, you can also ride the new Pokemon. So in terms of the starter Pokemon, Game Freak is switching it up again and offering different starter Pokemon from different generations. So we've got Cyndaquil from Gen 2, Oshawott from Gen 5, and Rowlet from Gen 7. And finally, you've got the name Arceus itself, so it's pretty important to the story overall. So this is a legendary Pokemon that is said to have shaped all there is in the world. So this is a normal type Pokemon that was first introduced during Gen 4 and could be found in Diamond and Pearl by playing the Azure Flute in the Hall of Origin. So that wasn't an item that could be found in the game originally, but rather it was released as an event-exclusive item, and players have been on quite a journey to actually get that mythical beast in their game at the time. So it was then known as the original one, and it's even thought to be the Pokemon that created the Sinnoh region itself, if not the Pokemon universe, including a whole host of other mythical Pokemon, such as the Lake Guardians and the Creation Trio. Well, loads of information there about Pokemon Legends Arceus, and what with Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl coming out recently, I tell you what, I'm really hyped for this new Legends Arceus release. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button down below and subscribe to This Week in Video Games. If you want to join the community, check out the Discord link in the description, or you can follow me on Twitter at TWIVG Podcast. If you enjoyed this video, found it useful, liking and sharing the video would really help me out. Otherwise, check out the other videos on the channel. Thanks again. I'll see you soon.